he relaxed and tired. Did he ever hurt you? Yeah, my arm. My arm. I can keep my belt now. Watch him play.
Oh, we just saw Canelo take an L, bro. Canelo just took an L, bro. And I mean, it wasn't one of those L's where it was like questionable. You knew who was winning that fight the whole time. You just felt it. You felt who the bigger man was. You knew who the bigger man was, who the stronger man was. And Bivol, he had a game plan and he executed. And he executed it all the way through flawlessly, beginning to end. Super sound with his mechanics, super sound with his footwork, his defense. His guard stayed up the entire fight. He never waned from having his guard in place. You know what I mean? So he never got caught slipping with anything. Nothing slipped through his guard the whole fight. I think, like he said, he got his arms beat up. He didn't get his head beat up. He didn't get his face beat up. This is what boxing is all about, people. This is what boxing is all about. This is how boxing should be. I'm glad that Canelo took this fight. For those that don't know, this was him fighting against a light heavyweight. So this was a much stronger opponent than he usually fights. And this is all a part of what Canelo wanted when he left Oscar De La Hoya and took over his own management and decided to sign his own fights. So this is what he asked for. He asked for challenges. He wanted to fight the best. He whooped up on Caleb Plant. There was nobody left after he beat Caleb Plant. He's like, all right, I'm going to go fight Bivol. I'm going to go up to light heavyweight and fight Bivol. And Bivol just proved to be in a different class. That was, I never thought I'd say it, but Canelo just got outclassed, bro. And not only that, he got frustrated in the ring. He made, to me, when I watched the entire fight, what I saw is Canelo underestimated Bivol in the ring. With his words, and I respect him, in the ring, he didn't respect him. And he threw almost all power shots. And the fact that Bivol stayed on his back foot and, was just being a ring general, Canelo was never able to get his feet under him on any of those punches and never able to generate any kind of power or torque on those punches. And, therefore, he was throwing with all arms. And so by the sixth round, Canelo's not even able to lift his gloves, bro. I've never seen him gas out like that. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen him throw power shots, but Triple G, when he fought Triple G pretty much let him get his feet under him, and he, used more of his body for his punches. And this fight, the defense was so sound and so steady and so calm that, he really couldn't find, you saw him trying to get up under and find an uppercut, and he really couldn't probe in there and get a good angle. The defense was just tight. It was just tight, and it was a stronger shell. It was a stronger defensive shell. So, wow, man. This is what boxing is all about. A man is not supposed to go 57-0, 70-0, 70-1. You're supposed to have some L's because you're supposed to be mixing up styles. Styles make fights, and you're supposed to mix up styles and see if you can crack a certain code. So this was big ups to boxing, bro. Boxing is back. You have a guy that's sitting on the pound for pound, top of the pound for pound list, and he goes and fights a guy that everybody thinks he's a favorite, but from a boxing standpoint, the odds shouldn't have been so heavy towards Canelo in the first place. You don't expect Canelo to gas out. You don't expect him to fight so undisciplined in the ring, but at the same time, they didn't respect Bivol, and that lit a fire under this guy. Bivol talked about after the fight that he watched the Callum Smith fight against Canelo, where he got his arms tatted up by Canelo, where he couldn't even lift his arm. He basically broke his arms. Canelo broke Smith's arms, and you can tell that he took the time to study Canelo and know where Canelo likes to go and know where his triggers are. And Canelo likes to play possum in the ring and kind of see if you'll go along with what he's doing. And Bivol just stayed the course the whole fight. Much respect to Bivol. That was a hell of a fight, bro. You never expect to see Canelo lose in that fashion, but these are the big boys, man. These are the dogs out here. You know, light heavyweights is nothing to play with. You don't just walk up to light heavyweight and expect to match that kind of power. That's a bigger man. You know, that's just a bigger man. You know, and Canelo could have fought smarter and cleaner, but I don't see it being a different result. Now, Canelo did have a rematch clause, so we will see a rematch. Maybe. I think that in the ring, Canelo had to say he wanted a rematch just, you know, for safe face value, but I don't think he really wants to fight Bivol again. That was frustrating. You know, even as a superior competitor, you know, I'm sure he wants to beat him, but do you really want to get back in there the guy you couldn't even touch? You couldn't even touch. He couldn't even really touch Bivol. He couldn't even really, that had to bring back Floyd Mayweather syndrome. PTSD from the Floyd Mayweather fight. Because, woo-wee. Yo, Bivol's defense was supreme, man. ESBC has to have Bivol's defense has to be on 90 plus. 90 plus, bro. The man is undefeated. He just beat Canelo. Not only did he beat Canelo, he didn't get touched by Canelo. Little pity pat around the guard, maybe hit him in the arm like 100 times, but other than that, he didn't get touched. You know, Bivol didn't get touched by Canelo, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's real. And you know, I tried to tell some people before the fight, Bivol's a real guy. He's legit. You know, he's like that. But I didn't expect this, man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew this was coming. I didn't expect this. This is just to see him gassed out was weird. Just to see Canelo gassed out was weird, bro. But that goes to show it's a sweet science. You have to respect the game. You can't go in a boxing match flailing your arms around, throwing power shots to people's arms the whole fight and expect that, you know, you're not going to gas out when you're hitting a guy that much bigger than you. And you can just tell Bivol watched that first Canelo fight. You know, he kept the jab out there, kept Canelo honest, never let Canelo get comfortable, never let him sit down on any shots. He couldn't sit down on nothing. Canelo couldn't sit down on any shots. Bivol felt his back touch the ropes. He slid out to the middle of the ring. If he got hit, he got off the line, backed up, and slid out. You know, that was a masterclass, man. And that has to be humbling for Canelo because it's not like he just got beat because Bivol's the bigger man. He got beat because he got outboxed. Canelo got outboxed. So the only thing missing from that fight was Bivol could have really finished Canelo. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Bivol did Canelo a favor, not knocking him on his head because Canelo was so tired from eighth round on, he couldn't even lift his gloves, bro. He's in there like this because he's tired. All he could do is keep his chin down at that point. That's what Canelo's survival mode looks like. And I don't think I expected to ever see that. I didn't see anybody out there that could have Canelo on the run like that. Looking like he didn't even want to finish the fight. He was looking like when it was 10 seconds left in the fight, he was looking like, please, let's just end it. Like, don't hit me hard. You know, it's over. You got it. Like, it was like you got it from the 10th round on, bro. I expect to see savage mode. I expected to see savage mode, but the fact that Bivol stayed disciplined and stayed defensively sound discouraged. It broke Canelo's spirit, man. Because when you're throwing punches for a whole fight and you can't touch a guy, that just breaks his spirit. That's how Floyd had guys, you know, his whole career. You can't touch him, and then by the 7th, 8th rounds, like, damn, what am I doing, man? I'm just throwing at the air. I'm just shadow boxing. So, lesson learned for Canelo. I didn't expect him to be learning this lesson this late, but, you know, that's what boxing is all about. Boxing is back. That's what's important, man. The sport is back. You got upsets like this happening. Yo, you got an Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford possibility. You know, you want to see Tank Davis fight somebody. You want to see Lomachenko fight somebody else again. You hope Teofimo Lopez gets back out there and saves face. You hope Charlo actually finds a fight because nobody wants to fight him. So, boxing is back. It's here. ESBC, let's get it. Let's get it, ESBC. The time is right. Your boy just lost, but you can get another one. You still got Bivol. So you got Bivol and Canelo. For ESBC, that's a win-win, man. That's a win-win. It's time to push this game. Because once that rematch rolls around, you already know. Respect.